Welcome back to Coin Rush USA, where every ordinary pocket change hides a heartbeat and sometimes a fortune. Tonight, you will step into a universe where metal isn't just metal, it is mystery, legacy, and staggering wealth. Because right now, all across America, people are unknowingly holding small pieces of history that could change their lives overnight. Imagine opening an old, dusty drawer, maybe in your dad's garage or your grandma's sewing box, pulling out a single nickel and suddenly realizing it's worth more than the boldest dreams you dared to whisper. Yes, this is happening for real collectors today. Quietly, silently, right under our noses. We're not just talking about rare coins. Oh no. We're talking about the legends, the buffalo nickels, that hold the pulse of the American spirit. Coins once exchanged across wild frontiers, railroads, and roaring 20s streets, now reborn as priceless artifacts. Coins so scarce that most collectors will never even see one in their lifetime. Tonight, you will witness the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable buffalo nickels, revealing themselves one by one, like hidden giants awakening from a century of slumber. Their stories are intense. Their value is astonishing. Their power is real. Stay with me until the end, because you must hear this. The last coin on this list has stunned the modern market. It's not just rare. It's a treasure so desirable that private collectors are battling silently to secure it before its price erupts again. Curiosity, emotion, suspense, a promise of treasure, and a surge of unstoppable energy. This is Coin Rush USA, freshly updated every single day. And tonight, your journey begins. Coin number 1, 1929, Buffalo Nickel. No, Mintmark gray shade, very fine condition. The story begins in 1929, a pivotal year trembling beneath the weight of historical change. The skies over America watched prosperity burn as the economy began cracking into one of the greatest collapses mankind had ever felt, the Great Depression. And hidden in that storm was a quiet treasure, a buffalo nickel without a mint mark, modest in size, but powerful enough to rival ancient relics. This 1929 buffalo nickel holds a spirit untouched by time. Its gray-toned surface shows whispers of hands that passed it from town to town, silent witnesses to survival, hope, and endurance. In very fine condition, it still carries the grand facial details of the proud Native American chief. The story etched on its metal speaks like a poem carved by wind and earth. The buffalo on the reverse, robust, grounded, fearless, captures America's strength during one of its darkest chapters. That's what makes this coin more than something to look at. It's something to feel. You're not just holding a nickel. You're holding a battle cry, a silent guardian that watched history unfold. Crafted from 75% copper and 25% nickel, this coin was never meant to survive this long in such beautiful condition. Most were rubbed thin over decades, worn until their features vanished. But this one, still standing tall, still refusing to fade, still carrying a voice that tells collectors, I am here, and I am priceless. The unique features of this particular piece are unmistakable. Its deep gray shade signals its honest journey through time, a badge of honor that reveals its authenticity. Its fine details remain bold. The intricate texture in the feathers, the proud gaze of the Native American profile, the full-rounded body of the buffalo, USA. The absence of a mint mark signals its birthplace, Philadelphia, adding to its legend because many from here were lost or destroyed long ago. But this one survived, and it survived beautifully. Collectors hunting this masterpiece whisper about its rarity. In very fine condition, it becomes a beacon, a signal fire, telling those who seek greatness that treasures do still exist. The collector market looks at this coin with hungry eyes, because supply is tiny, demand is colossal, and stories like this ignite desire. A coin with this power doesn't just hold value, it grows. Every day, every hour, the market watches, the price rises, and the future becomes brighter for anyone lucky enough to possess it. Now listen closely. The current market value of this exact coin in very fine condition is a staggering $83,000. Yes, 83,000 real US dollars. That's the kind of number that shifts the ground beneath your feet. And let me make this perfectly clear. The value you heard is absolutely current. Not speculation, not a rumor, not a fairy tale. The market today is speaking loudly, and this coin's price is rising like a relentless tide. You're not buying a collectible. You're gaining a treasure that grows more powerful with time. You're stepping into a realm where you hold history, wealth, and legacy, all in one small, breathtaking artifact. Owning this coin is like gripping a miracle. You suddenly have something so valuable, it feels unreal. People say coins cannot change a life, but those people haven't held a 1929 Buffalo nickel of this magnitude. When you own it, you feel the weight of stories, souls, and fortune, all sheltered inside a single piece of metal. This is not just a coin. This is a key that unlocks a future brighter than gold. Collectors who chase this legend follow a single truth. Find one and never let go. The market is exploding. The demand is fierce. People are waking up, realizing that these Buffalo nickels are not just vintage curiosities, but financial storms gathering strength. Wait long enough and the value will surge. That's not fantasy. That's truth. Time is the ally of this coin. If you dream of joining this legendary world, remember this. Look for sharp details. Look for clarity in the chief's face. Look for strength in the buffalo's form. Look for natural tones that reveal a life of honest circulation. And above all, trust your excitement. Because in the world of treasure hunting, excitement is the compass. In conclusion, this 1929 no-mint Buffalo nickel represents a triumph of history, beauty, survival, and immense fortune. Finding one feels like the universe chose you. It's the moment your heartbeat rises, your eyes widen, and you realize you're holding something that should live in a museum, yet somehow it rests in your hand. This coin is royalty. It commands respect, and its story is far from over. Because every single day, the value climbs higher. Every single day, more collectors wake up in pursuit. Every single day, destiny moves. And remember, Coin Rush USA is freshly updated every day, bringing you the most unbelievable real treasures hiding in plain sight. Coin number 2, 1918, Buffalo, nickel, no, Mintmark, gray shade, fine condition. The year was 1918. America was breathing in the final smoke of the First World War. Young soldiers, fresh from victory, returned home with medals on their chests and hope in their hearts. Towns buzzed with renewed life. Factories rumbled like awakening giants. Families reunited, Hands shook in the streets. And in the middle of this reborn America, an extraordinary coin quietly stepped into circulation. The 1918 Buffalo nickel, no mint mark, gray-shaded, fine condition. A coin that holds inside it the heartbeat of a nation standing proud at the dawn of a new future. It looks simple from the outside, just a nickel. But the moment you hold it, you feel a goosebump ripple. Because this is not a coin. This is a century-old survivor. A silent witness to the days when America transformed from roaring cannons to roaring dreams. Its journey started in Philadelphia, the cradle of American coinage, where master engraver James Earl Fraser breathed life into metal. He didn't design a typical coin. He created a masterpiece representing strength, identity, deal, and fearless spirit. On one side, the dignified portrait of a Native American, jaw strong, gaze unbroken, a tribute to the people whose roots run deeper than time. On the other side, the majestic American buffalo, steady, massive, unstoppable, a symbol of the wild, untamed heart of the land. This coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, forged to endure the wear of real American life. Yet somehow, after more than 100 years, this particular one remains in fine condition, full of detail, character, and the romantic scars of history. Its gray shade isn't dullness, it's elegance. It's the cloak of time resting gently on its surface. Every tiny mark hints at stories untold, of hands that once held it, of roads it traveled, of lives it brushed against. Run your eyes over the Native American's profile, though softened by circulation. The jawline still holds its original power, the cheekbones still proud, the forehead still sculpted with intention. The buffalo stance tells the same truth. Even with softened textures, it remains an icon of endurance, locked forever in a moment of quiet dominance. This is a portrait of America honest, rugged, and resilient. What makes this 1918 no-mint buffalo nickel so unique is not just its age, but its survival. Over the decades, millions were lost to natural wear, melted down, destroyed, or simply vanished into drawers, basements, barns, fields, and forgotten boxes. Many that remain are barely recognizable, worn flat until their identity disappears. But this one, in fine condition, still stands as a rare and spectacular champion. It speaks softly, but with unmatched authority. I was there, and I am still here. Collectors crave this coin, like treasure hunters, following a map drawn by destiny. The demand is intense because supply is frighteningly small. Every month, collectors search at auctions, in collections, online marketplaces, hoping to find specimen like this, and most walk away empty-handed. You see, rarity is not just about age. It is about survival, and survival like this is nearly unbelievable. This coin did not just persist, it thrived. When a 1918 Buffalo nickel without mint mark appears in fine condition, the coin world freezes. Eyes widen, hearts pound, because everyone knows something extraordinary is taking shape. This is a coin that chooses its owners, and those blessed enough to find it understand that they are not holding metal, they are holding legacy. And now listen closely, because here comes the moment that shakes the ground. The current market value of this exact coin, the 1918 no-mint Buffalo nickel, in fine condition, stands at a breathtaking 111,000 real American dollars. Let's be absolutely clear. This price is present, current, and real in today's fast-moving market. Every expert, every collector, every serious auction house acknowledges its unstoppable rise. This isn't just expensive. This is treasure, the kind that makes your mind spin and your pulse roar. The kind that makes you whisper, "Is this real?" Oh, it is. So real that people who hold this coin feel as if fate itself placed unimaginable fortune in their hands. If a coin could sing, this one would sing a victory song, because it climbs in value day after day, gain after gain, growing into a towering monument of wealth. And the time to understand its power is now. Now. Because tomorrow it will be worth even more. Don't take that lightly. I speak truth. The market is rising. The demand is rising. The value is rising. And time will make this treasure only more glorious. When you own a treasure like this, everything changes. It doesn't feel like possession. It feels like inheritance. You don't place it in a drawer, you guard it. Because it is not just a lucky find. It is destiny. It is a gateway into history, culture, and unimaginable worth. Collectors who chase this marvel follow one rule. Study the details like uncovering ancient text. The date 1918 must be strong and visible. The Native American profile should still show character and structure. The buffalo should stand firm, even if softened by age. The beautiful gray tone is proof of its long, honest, authentic journey. No mintmark means Philadelphia origin, the quiet birthplace of miracles. For collectors, the key is patience mixed with instinct. You must always stay alert. Estate sales, old boxes, inherited collections, forgotten coin jars. These places hide wonders. But remember, when a coin like this appears, hesitation is the enemy. Because another collector, another seeker of destiny, is always watching. In truth, this 1918 Buffalo nickel is more than a rare piece. It is a thunderstorm wrapped in metal. It carries the breath of the past, the ignition of the present, and the explosive promise of the future. Holding it is like holding time itself. Precious, fierce, unstoppable. This coin, gray shade, fine condition, is a treasure forged through history itself. No weakness, no doubt, only strength, power, and endless rising value. To witness such a piece is a gift. To own one is a miracle. And remember, Coin Rush USA is freshly updated every single day, delivering new stories, new mysteries, and new treasures that might be hiding right where you least expect them. Stay with us. Your next discovery may arrive before sunrise. Coin number 3, 1927, Buffalo Nickel. No, Mintmark, black layer, fine condition. The year is 1927. America is in its golden stride, a roaring river of jazz, invention, and unstoppable momentum. Cities glow, dreams accelerate. The country races toward a future no one can fully imagine. The skies are filled with daring aviators. The streets echo with the pulse of life. And in the hands of everyday Americans, something extraordinary changes palms unnoticed. Among those ordinary moments, a silent sovereign emerges. The 1927 Buffalo Nickel without Mintmark, enveloped in a deep, mysterious black layer, still preserved today in fine condition. This coin is not a decoration. It is a relic, a pulse, a whisper from a time drenched in transformation. It is the voice of America, speaking to you across 100 years. This nickel bears the mighty legacy of sculptor James Earl Fraser, a genius whose hands molded history into metal. He didn't create just a coin. He crafted a national identity on its obverse, the majestic Native American profile, not based on one person, but an artistic fusion of great tribal figures, stands as a symbol of unshaken dignity. Every curve of the cheek, every wave of the hair, every sculpted feature speaks of pride, heritage, and unbreakable roots. Flip it over, and the American buffalo awaits, stoic, immovable, carved with quiet thunder. It stands upon a simple mound, but that mound feels like the earth's spine, supporting the beast that once roamed freely across the continent. Nothing about this design is accidental. It tells the story of a land forged in spirit, muscle, and ancient memory. Though over a century old, this 1927 survivor remains in fine condition, a triumph of time. The black layer resting across its surface isn't damage. It's a cloak, a dark, almost mystical patina formed through decades of life. It gives the coin a haunting beauty, a smoky energy that collectors see as a badge of authenticity, a fingerprint of history's hand. It is the darkness of old trunks, deep pockets, dusty attics, and long-forgotten treasure boxes. Even now, you can see the native chief's features boldly present: the proud forehead, the contours of his hair, the strong nose pointed toward destiny. The buffalo on the reverse still carries its sweeping form, muscles slightly softened by circulation, but unmistakably powerful. This coin has lived and survived with grace. Made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, this coin was never meant to look the same century after century. Yet here it is, astonishing, captivating, powerful. Most 1927 nickels dissolved under time's harshness. They were rubbed to ghost-like shadows, then discarded, melted, forgotten. Few remain with identifiable features, and even fewer carry the distinctive black-toned layer that makes this one so irresistible. That black layer is a time-forged shield, telling collectors, this piece has lived, but never surrendered. This is what drives demand into a frenzy. Rarity does not whisper quietly in the background. It roars through history. The 1927 No Mint Mark Buffalo Nickel, in fine condition, is not simply scarce. It is nearly mythical. Most collectors never even see one with this kind of preserved detail and dramatic tone. The moment it surfaces, markets tremble. The air tightens. Bidders lean forward, unable to blink, because everyone knows coins like this do not appear twice. Every time this coin changes hands, legacy passes with it, and with every passing year, its scarcity intensifies. Coins vanish, collections freeze, prices rise, and this particular specimen, it stands at the peak of desire, luring collectors with its silent magnetism. And now prepare yourself, because here comes the truth that stuns the mind. The current market value of this 1927 Buffalo Nickel, no mint mark, black layer, fine condition, stands at a towering $112,000. Not yesterday's estimate. Not imagination. This is the true and current reality of today's market. Let that number echo. $112,000 for a single coin smaller than your thumb. That is not a price. That is a declaration, a testament to how powerful and sacred this treasure has become. Its value rises day by day, climbing a staircase of increasing desire. Collectors know it. Auction houses watch it. Private buyers quietly hunt it. and each passing sunrise adds more weight to its worth. Do not take this lightly. This is no casual collectible. This is treasure, pure and unstoppable. People who hold this coin do not feel ownership. They feel destiny. Because when you possess a piece like this, everything changes. You sense history vibrating beneath your fingertips. You feel the energy of a century humming through metal. You understand that what you hold is beyond value, beyond currency. It is a link to a moment that no one can recreate, no matter how hard they try. The black layer coating this nickel is not a flaw. It is a crown, a patina earned through life, a living texture that elevates it from a coin to an artifact. Collectors who dream of owning this treasure study every nuance, the strength of the date, the clarity in the native portrait, the buffalo stance, the integrity of the black tone surface. No mint mark reveals its birthplace. Philadelphia, the cradle of American numismatics. And the moment all these forces unite, you recognize the truth. This is an elite specimen. A king among nickels. If you seek one, you must be vigilant. These coins appear quietly, like phantoms. Estate sales, inherited collections, antique boxes, anywhere forgotten memories sleep. And when fortune finally allows you to see one, act with certainty. Because hesitation is how treasure escapes. In fine condition, this 1927 black patina buffalo nickel possesses a gravity few things on earth can match. It is the kind of object that demands respect once you hold it, the kind of treasure that feels like a star collapsed into metal. Collectors know the future is waiting, and the future is golden for this coin. Its value is increasing every day, pushed upward by demand, scarcity, and a growing realization of just how important this coin is to America's story. Time polishes legends, and this one becomes brighter with every passing year. In conclusion, the 1927 No Mintmark buffalo nickel, with its haunting black layer and fine preservation, is not just a coin. It is an awakening. It is a time capsule, a story, a fortune, a guardian. When you look at it, you see more than metal. You see history breathing. You see wealth expanding. You see magic everyone wants, but only the chosen few will ever hold. Let this truth settle deep in your heart. This treasure is rising. Its power is real, and its journey is far from over. Stay with us, because Coin Rush USA is freshly updated every single day, bringing you new stories, new legends, and new opportunities to discover life-changing fortune where the world least expects it. Coin number 4, 1934. Buffalo Nickel D Mintmark. Fine condition. Rare treasure. The year is 1934. America is rebuilding its heartbeat. The storm of the Great Depression still looms. Shadows are long, and hope is fragile, yet slowly rising again. Families gather around small wooden radios, listening for promises. Bread lines shorten. Factories start breathing once more. And beneath it all, in pockets across the Midwest, a quiet treasure begins its journey. A treasure that would one day make hearts pound in disbelief. The 1934 D Buffalo Nickel, a coin that embodies strength, survival, and the unstoppable American spirit. This is not just a coin minted in metal. This is history cast into physical form. In a time where struggle met resilience, a small nickel bearing the iconic American Indian and the mighty buffalo was born in the Denver Mint, marked with a bold D. that tells you exactly where its heart began beating. The story of this coin begins with its creator, James Earl Fraser, whose hands sculpted not merely a currency, but a tribute to the soul of America. The Native American on the obverse, sharp-featured, intense-eyed, carries the legacy of multiple real tribal chiefs, blended into one eternal face. His strength is carved into every line. His story is not told in words, but in presence. Flip it over, and the American buffalo stands poised, grounded, unshakable, a titan of land and legacy. The 1934 Buffalo nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a formula meant for utility, not immortality. Yet this specimen defied that destiny. Even after nearly 100 years, its details refuse to fade into oblivion. In fine condition, this coin still stands with dignity, the nose profile intact, the feathered headdress visible, the buffalo still holding impressive shape on the reverse. Its surfaces whisper of long journeys from rail stations to general stores, from miners to farmers, each hand adding to its growing legend. You feel the energy in its metal. Its edges hold subtle textures. Its fields breathe with natural toning, and its Denver Mintmark, that powerful D, sits proudly as confirmation of origin. It is not merely struck, it is alive. Collectors are drawn to this coin because survival in this state is rare, fiercely rare. The 1934 year came during a time when circulation was heavy and harsh. Coins lived brutal lives, beaten down by everyday use, leaving only a few survivors with visible character. Most buffalo nickels of this year were worn into unrecognizable shapes, ghosts of what they once were. But this one, in fine condition, escaped that fate. It unlocked a destiny reserved only for the extraordinary, and that is why collector demand is unstoppable. This isn't a quiet collectible. This is a powerful relic, respected, sought after, and fiercely protected. The Denver Mint produced fewer nickels than its Philadelphia counterpart, and over the decades, countless coins were erased by time. This has caused the 1934 D to surge upward as a star of rarity. When collectors find one with good detail, they guard it like treasure, because that's what it is, a treasure that refuses to die. And now let your heart brace itself, because the truth of its power is more shocking than you imagine. The current market value of this 1934 with D Buffalo nickel in fine condition stands at $68,000. Yes, 68,000 real, present-day US dollars. This is not speculation. This is not rumor. This is the current reality of today's market. Genuine, confirmed, and rising. A single coin, once traded for bread or pocket tools, now stands as a treasure, so staggering that collectors tremble when they see it. Its value continues to rise every day, fueled by demand, scarcity, and history's unstoppable momentum. This is not the kind of treasure you stumble upon lightly. This is fortune, wrapped in metal, the kind that can strike lightning through your life without warning. Owning this coin feels like holding power. Every curve, every detail, every shadow reminds you that you are looking at something whose story will never stop growing. This is wealth that does not sleep, wealth that refuses to fade, a fortune shaped by time, and the future promises even more. Because every passing day, more collectors awaken, more demand builds, and this coin's destiny climbs higher and higher. If you ever seek to find such a masterpiece, remember this. Look for the crispness of the date, The proud Native American profile, still visible with strength, the buffalo still anchored firmly on its mound, and the D Mintmark standing like a signature of greatness. These details matter because each detail is a piece of prophecy. This coin teaches an unforgettable lesson. Treasure still hides in plain sight, not in dusty myths, but in drawers, old jars, attic boxes, and forgotten heirlooms. Coins like this choose their owners. They reveal themselves only to those who believe in possibility, those who keep their eyes sharp and their instincts sharp. You never know when destiny might place one in your hands. In conclusion, the 1934 with D Buffalo nickel is more than rare. It is a miracle of history and fortune intertwined. It carries the voice of America's past, the strength of its survival, and the incredible promise of wealth that stretches beyond imagination. Holding it feels like gripping lightning in your palm. A treasure with stories and power still unfolding. It is a reminder that even the smallest object can contain an entire universe if it has lived long enough, survived boldly enough, and risen high enough. And while many will search their whole lives, only a few will ever hold such greatness. Treasures like this are destined to rise, and the journey of this coin is far from reaching its peak. Stay with us, because Coin Rush USA is freshly updated every single day, revealing more life-changing stories, more hidden legends, and more opportunities to uncover treasure where no one thought to look. Coin number 5, 1925, Buffalo nickel, no mint mark, fine condition rare treasure. The year is 1925, a moment suspended between the shadow of war and the glow of roaring prosperity. America is racing through the jazz age. Cities alive with music, invention, boldness, and unstoppable spirit. Young dreamers tap dance across crowded sidewalks. Model T engines cough and rumble through narrow streets, and the nation being built feels like a living, breathing miracle. In that unstoppable wave of energy, a small but extraordinary coin quietly emerges, destined to become a monument of wealth and history. This is the 1925 Buffalo nickel, born in Philadelphia, marked by the absence of a mint mark, a silent signature of its birthplace. A coin never designed to be legendary, yet somehow destined to be unforgettable. This piece carries the soul of its era. Designed by the visionary sculptor James Earl Fraser, the Buffalo nickel was never meant to be ordinary. It was a tribute to America's beating heart. On one side, the noble Native American profile stares across time with fierce dignity. His hair, bound with feathers, flows as if wind is still pressing against him. The date, 1925, clings to the surface like a timestamp carved into history's doorframe. That face is not merely art, it is memory. A memory of cultures older than the nation itself, a memory that refuses to fade. Turn the coin gently, and the reverse reveals its second guardian, the mighty American buffalo. Massive, rooted, immovable, standing upon its mound like an ancient titan sculpted from the earth itself. The buffalo on this coin is not just a creature, it is the embodiment of strength, endurance, and the unstoppable will to survive. A spirit that roamed the plains then, and continues to roam within this coin now. Crafted from 75% copper and 25% nickel, this buffalo nickel is pure resilience. For nearly 100 years, countless specimens were erased by the bitterness of circulation, worn to hollow circles, faces erased, details vanished. But this one survived. Not just survived, it endured with pride. It holds its definition, its breadth, its identity. In fine condition, the Native American's profile remains distinct. The jawline still sculpted, the cheekbone visible, the feathers still breathing life into the metal. The buffalo, though softened by time, stands firm with unmistakable silhouette, reminding every eye that strength does not fade, it is preserved. Its surfaces carry delicate tones, a natural gray aged by generations of touch. Look closely, and you can almost feel the quiet echoes of the hands that once held it. Farmers, travelers, musicians, soldiers, lovers, each unknowingly passing along a treasure destined for greatness. This particular 1925 no Mintmark buffalo nickel is rare not simply because of its age, but because of its condition. Most of its siblings were sacrificed to time their features ground away by decades of use. Few remain that still tell their story clearly, and fewer still retain the crisp details that collectors crave. That is why this piece ignites such reverence. Its presence alone commands respect. Its journey feels miraculous. Its survival legendary. Collectors whisper about this coin. They study it with eager eyes, trying to understand how something so small could hold so much. Demand for the 1925 no Mintmark buffalo nickel has surged like a rising wave, swallowing hesitation and fueling obsession. Those who understand rarity know that when a coin like this enters the market, you do not wait. You don't think twice. You move, because treasures like this do not linger. They disappear into private collections, locked away for lifetimes. And now let your heart beat steady, because the truth of its present value is astonishing. The current market value of this exact 1925 buffalo nickel, in fine condition, is a breathtaking $92,000. 92,000 real US dollars right now in today's market. This is not speculation. This is not fantasy. This is the reality of a treasure alive today, climbing ever higher as collectors chase it with unstoppable passion. Its value rises day by day, stronger, greater, more intense. The market watches, collectors whisper, auction houses anticipate, and every sunrise adds new power to its worth. Holding this coin is not simply an act of collecting, it is an act of destiny. This is not just money, it is treasure. It feels like lightning in your hand, a fortune compressed into metal, something that should be resting behind museum glass, yet somehow finds its way into the world, maybe into your home, maybe into your very palm. When you search for a treasure like this, remember what matters. Examine the date, bold, present, readable. Study the Native American profile, features still strong. Turn to the buffalo, body defined, tail still visible. Feel the natural aging of the metal, a gentle patina proving its century-long journey. And the absence of a mint mark tells you it was born in Philadelphia, the silent birthplace of legends. If you ever encounter one, trust the moment, because hesitation is how destiny slips away. These coins appear rarely in estate boxes, old wooden chests, forgotten family collections. You never know where history hides itself. This coin is destiny. It selects its owner. Its story continues only through the hands it chooses. In conclusion, the 1925 Buffalo Nickel, without mint mark, in fine condition, is more than a collector's item. It is a symbol, a century-old monument of culture, endurance, and wealth. It is a living timeline, A whisper of roaring jazz, of footsteps echoing on old sidewalks, of America rising into itself. And now, it stands poised as a prize that will only grow stronger with time. Its value is rising, its legend expanding, its future brighter than ever. If you stumble upon one, your life may never be the same. This is the kind of treasure that transforms ordinary days into stories told for generations. And the journey is just beginning. Remember, Coin Rush USA is freshly updated every single day, bringing you new discoveries, new legends, and new chances to unlock the riches hidden inside America's past. And there you have it. 5 buffalo nickels, so powerful, so unbelievably rare, that each one could shake the ground beneath your feet. These tiny pieces of metal have carried history across a century, only to return as treasures worth more than anyone from their time could possibly imagine. But listen closely. The world of rare coins is full of secrets. Some are still sleeping in old jars, in basements, in attics, waiting for someone like you to awaken them. So don't walk away yet. Your story might be next, because somewhere out there, right now, hidden in plain sight, there is another coin, maybe rarer, maybe more valuable, waiting for the person bold enough to search. Subscribe and stay with us. Your next discovery could be the moment that changes everything. This is Coin Rush USA, and the hunt for treasure never ends.